hey, when I go to buy my next home, I really hope I get into a bidding war. Hope that a bunch of other people also want to buy that home. I can submit my offer over the asking price, maybe overpay for the home, and then sweat it out for a few days while I wait to be chosen by the seller. Said nobody ever. Hey, if you're watching this video, maybe you've been in the position where you've had to bid on a property, or maybe that's one of the fears that you have around moving forward and going after finding your dream home. You really just don't want to deal with a bidding war. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 strategies that we use to help our clients find off-market opportunities so that you can buy the home that you really want at a more comfortable pace and not have to compete with dozens of other buyers. Well, hey, I'm Geoff Goolsby from the Goolsby Group. For the last 10 years, I've been helping people navigate through the process. In fact, I've helped nearly 500 families buy and sell properties in the Roseville area. I've had a big team, I've had a small team, and I've had a ton of experience with putting these good deals together so that our buyers don't have to compete with dozens of other buyers. Now, here's what I'm talking about. The number one way to finding an off-market opportunity is by leveraging the experience of the real estate agent that you're working with. It doesn't just mean that your agent has to have decades of experience. What it does mean, though, is that your agent has to have come into contact with multiple other agents, has built up a significant amount of rapport with those agents, and has had the experience of navigating through how to find off-market deals through those agents. There's a couple of ways that they can go about doing that. One of the key ways that we use is just through social media. Many of the people that follow me on social media are other agents that live and work in the same market that I work, which is kind of crazy because most of the content that I put out is advice on how to buy or sell real estate. You think they already know that, and they do, but also we're sharing information, we're connecting about life, we're connecting about business and things like that. One of the main ways that we stay in touch is through social media. Now, that also keeps us engaged with one another, and if I've got a deal coming up, I let them know about it. If I have a client that I'm working with, I let those agents know that I'm working with a client that's looking for this type of property. Let me know as soon as it hits the market, or better yet, before it hits the market. Here's the next tip. It's not a direct strategy that you can put in place if you need to immediately buy a home. This just isn't going to work. However, if you're watching this video and you haven't quite yet got started, then you're in luck. Starting early is a top tip when it comes to finding a property off market. And what I mean by that is meeting with an agent first, really getting clear on what it is you're looking for in a home so that that agent can then begin to put the feelers out there and start the search. Finding your dream home off market is not going to be an instantaneous process. It's just not. You have to put it out there into the universe a little bit. In fact, I've told a story before about how my dream home that I'm currently living in, it took me years to finally even identify or realize that it was my dream home. I'd seen this home for several years and I've always thought how cool it was, but I didn't realize until one day that is actually the exact type of home that I want to buy. You need to take some time to identify what that is. You can't just rush into it. You have to start early and get clarity on what your dream home would be. Probably my favorite in terms of a tactical strategy for finding off-market opportunities, that's cold calling. Not everybody loves doing this. In fact, most people hate it, but I personally like it because I find a lot of fulfillment, and honestly, the conversations that I have with people are pretty cool. I just call up homeowners that have the type of home that my clients want to buy, and I ask them a super simple question, authentic, genuine curiosity, which is, hey, I'm working with a family that would love to purchase a home in your neighborhood. We've identified a handful of houses that match their criteria, and yours happens to be one of them. By any chance, do you have any plans on selling your home in the next 12 months, 18 months? Heck, I don't know. When might you be planning on moving? And then from there, we have a conversation. For every 10 conversations that I have with sellers like that, I'm getting permission to follow up with them at some point in time in a year or so. They might be thinking about moving in 3 years from now. But the point is, and the value in these calling is I'm building up a database of people that I've identified have a home just like this that might be willing to move at some time within the next 1 to 3 years. And though it may not be a deal for that specific client in that specific month, there's a good chance that if we started early enough, that client is willing to wait around for a little while. Or in the meantime, I might be able to find another opportunity for that client, and then the next person comes along, which brings me to the database. It's one thing to cold call a list of sellers, asking them and pleading with them to sell you their home. It's another to call a list of people that are already in my database that I have a connection with, that have a home here in the area that you want to buy in, and ask them, hey, has anything changed? Are you open to potentially selling your place? These are people that are in my database database. There's something like 6,000 of them. And I've been sending them emails. I've been sending them market updates. I've been sending them home value emails that tell them how much their home is worth. We know each other. We're cool. And so when I give them a call and say, hey, Sarah and Joe are looking to purchase a home in your neighborhood. They want a 2-story home for their family. They really want a home with a pool. They really want a home that has a good amount of yard, and they want a home that has a loft. And I know your home is that. And I know you said you were planning on selling in the next 2 years or so. It's been 2.5. Are you thinking about selling still? And would you like to sell your home to Sarah and Joe? That is my secret sauce that not every single agent can implement, but it's something that we've been doing to help hedge the bet and find off-market opportunities for our client. Tip number 5 is admittedly a strategy that I don't implement as often as I should. However, I do have some friends that have had tremendous success in this arena, and it's a great strategy for anyone that's looking for a newly remodeled or newly built home. And that is connecting with local investors through investment groups. Many times the local investors know about a property before it's going to hit the market because they've been working on it for the last 3 months, or they've already got a plot of land picked out and they're about to build a home, and they might be willing to just build it to spec for the client that they're working with. So in a perfect world, we're spending time connecting with these builders and investors and understanding what their inventory is like, how many projects they're actively working on, and what they have coming up to the market. That's the easy one. The next one is identifying which ones in particular have a consistent pattern of building a certain type of home. Some investors will take on any deal as long as the numbers work. Some of them specialize in building a particular type of home or participating in a certain type of remodel. So really having the experience to know which investors you're going to reach out to first is key. This is not something that I'm consistently doing, but it is part of our process that we will fold into the buying off-market deals. At least once a month, we're reaching out to our investors to figure out, what do you got? What projects are you working on? And do any of your projects work perfectly for the clients that we're working with? Hey, so this is just my top 5 list. There's some other strategies that we can put in place to help you find off-market opportunities, but those are kind of the key ones. If that's something that's interesting to you, if you'd like to bypass bidding wars and get into your dream home, then let me know. It's really easy to get a hold of me. I'm Geoff Goolsby from the Goolsby Group. It's my mission to help people win in real estate. I'd love to chat with you about how we can help you find your dream home.